It is a disease considered second only to malaria as the most devastating parasitic disease of our time. Unfortunately, because it manifests symptoms similar to some sexually transmitted diseases, many victims stay away from medical centers and suffer in silence. Known as schistosomiasis, or simply Bilharzia, it is caused by a parasitic worm that affects the intestines and urinary tract system, but can harm other systems in the body through the blood vessels.
Now, Homa Bay County has recorded a high number of people suffering from the disease, and for every 100 people, 32 are suffering from it. Tonight, on our special report, we focus on a condition that is also known as snail fever.
The report is by our very own Kadzo Gunga and is voiced by Raquel Muigai. Take a listen.
The beautiful shoreline of Lake Victoria conceals the suffering of a number of residents of Homa Bay. In these waters lurks a parasite that causes bilharzia. The community here depends on the lake water for their survival, and any contact with this water could lead to infection. At the home of this 19-year-old woman, whom we will call Acheng, the sunrise signals the start of her daily routine. Young girls here are left with household chores, such as fetching water from the lake. Today, Acheng is accompanied by her younger sister. This Form 4 student is a victim of bilharzia.
Nilipokuwa miaka 18, niliamka nikaona kama niko na some changes, discharge, cramps na hata pelvic pain. Nilijua tu siko normal. Sasa niliogopa kuambia hata wazazi. Nikaona tu ninyamaze. Nikaenda hivyo for 1 week. Nikaenda niende kwa mentor wetu wa dream. So nilimwelezea, akaita dokta wetu wa dream, akanifanyia guidance and counseling. Akaniambia niende to the nearest facility ili nipimwe. So venye nilienda kwa hosi, niliwaambia, wakanipima.
A few kilometers away, we met with this woman, whom we will call Atieno. The mother of 4 is a community volunteer who spends her time assisting and educating residents on these health concerns.
You cannot tell you as well. So I decided to get money from lake to serve in community, for I to get money for testing and treatment.
She was affected with female genital schistosomiasis, FGS, for a while, and before she could understand what she was ailing from, the disease had already spread. Her husband knew nothing about it, as she did not disclose her ailment to him.
Nilifikia kama I have a leak. Na hapa naumiza, na nikikojoa kuna damu, na nikiweka ile stool kuna damu.
At some point, her home turned into a battleground over her condition, and eventually the stigma that she was facing drove her to seek medical attention.
Nikifika huko, niliambiwa hiyo ni sign ya syphilis. Ananiambia niende nikuje na bwanangu, kama hawezi kuja ananitupea dawa. Nikifika hapa, nilikunywa tu peke yangu.
It is not only Mama Atieno who faced the challenge. This mother of 3 is also a victim. The bilharzia wave attacked her while she was pregnant. It took her 3 months to fully grasp what was happening to her body.
Hiyo wakati nilikuwa na mimba, venye alirudi alikuwa anataka bakia, lakini singeweza sababu nilikuwa nasikia uchungu. Aliniambia ati ni kama hiyo ni STI. Sasa venye nilimwambia, venye alikasirika, niliona nikae tu. Hii ugonjwa ilinishashika. Hata nikitoka, hii ugonjwa bado nitatoka nayo, sitaacha hapa.
Bilharzia is common in places like Homa Bay because of the adjacent lake. Experts attribute the high rates of infection to how these residents use the water.
When human beings pass urine and feces, the eggs that are in these worms goes into the snails that are in this water. And especially it targets the freshwater bodies.
There are 2 types of schistosoma. There's the schistosoma hematobium, which causes urinary schistosomiasis, and then schistosoma mansoni, which causes intestinal schistosomiasis. So once you get the infection through the wading in the water, swimming, bathing, washing, then you the Saccharia penetrates the bare skin. And this cycle, from the time it enters the skin, it ends at the blood vessels, then transported to the portal veins, and also to the liver, to other vital organs where it also rests and matures. That is a period of about 3 weeks.
But despite the shocking statistics from the Homa Bay Referral Hospital, residents here are yet to understand or even accept the presence of Bilharzia. From the fishermen who spend most of their time in the lake looking for their daily catch, to women who use the water for laundry and other household duties.
That happens also to medical health service providers. So they'll always think of sexually transmitted infections, but ignore Bilharzia.
In every 100 people, 32 are actually supposed to be having Bilharzia. Bilharzia is one of these diseases, leads to even cancer. There is even infertility in some cases. And even in men, there's erectile dysfunction.
After a period of agony and despair, some of those suffering finally seek help at various health centers.
Nilipimwa nikapata hiyo matokeo. Hapo tukua usindi nilipigia bwanangu nikamwelezea. Ni kama aliridhika kidogo.
It should not be neglected. Imagine someone becoming infertile because of Bilharzia, something that can be treated with just a single tablet.
According to statistics from the Ministry of Health, almost 640,000 people from the Lake Region counties are at risk of getting infected.
Bilharzia kills, and we need to give Bilharzia a priority.
I will, step up awareness raising on this disease, but that's as far as I can go for now, because my office does not handle the health budget.
Homa Bay County, particularly Mbita constituency, Tana River County, Galole constituency, Migori, Suna West, Busia and Budalangi are the areas most affected. The Ministry of Health is targeting 465,000 households by the end of this year in the distribution of the drug called praziquantel.
We have expected our people to just go to the lake to get water for drinking, water for bathing, water for everything. But if we could work more on piping this water and treating it before our people use it, then we would reduce the levels of Bilharzia.
Every single day, residents living near the lake are at risk of getting infected. The government has been urged to upscale mitigation efforts so as to rid these counties of the disease.